Our second panel today, Benjamin Bergen, President of the Council of Canadian Innovators, and also with us David Halliwell, co-founder and executive board chair of Thrive Health. And we will begin with an opening statement from Mr. Bergen to be followed by Mr. Halliwell. Please go ahead, Mr. Bergen.
Good evening to the Chair, Deputy Chair, and members of the Standing Committee on Banking, Commerce, and the Economy. Thank you for the opportunity to present today on the study related to business investment in Canada. My name is Benjamin Bergen. I'm the President of the Council of Canadian Innovators, and as noted, I'm joined by David Halliwell, Executive Board Member, Chair of Thrive Health, and CCI member. CCI is a national business council representing 150 of Canada's fastest growing companies. Our members are headquartered here in Canada, employing north of 52,000 employees across the country, and are market leaders in sectors of health, clean, semiconductors, financial, cybersecurity, AI, and more. The inconvenient truth is that when it comes to seizing opportunities in the intangible economy for the 21st century, Canada is on the sidelines and has been for decades. In 2020, more than 91% of the value of the S&P 500 came from the intangible assets. As the effect of COVID continues to drive a wave of digitization, algorithms, patents, data, and other intangible assets will only become more important. As Canada looks towards the post-pandemic economic recovery of tomorrow, Canadian intellectual property and its acceleration will be critical to reverse our declining wealth creation. In 2010, Canada's GDP per capita was roughly identical to that of the United States. Today, we've seen American GDP per capita increase, and our own remain stagnant at best. This thanks in part to a series of rifts that have developed between Canada's IP receipts, where we generate wealth, and our IP payments, where we forfeit wealth to other countries. We are witnessing a clear divergence in wealth creation from our closest economic partners, making Canada less wealthy than we were 10 years ago. Moreover, since 1976, Canada's productivity performance has been the worst of all of the OECD countries, resulting in real wage stagnation. Unfortunately, this trend does not seem to be going away. In fact, the OECD has projected that Canada's economy will be the worst performing advanced economy over the next decade. Sadly, this position has made it more difficult to navigate disruption in supply chains, ongoing record inflation, and an increased cost of living for Canadians. And I'd like to expand briefly on some of the reasons why. The rise of new and transformative technologies has created a new knowledge-based economy, an intangible economy, in which the basis of wealth and power stems from the control of data and the ownership of valuable intellectual property. This kind of economy stands in stark contrast to the production-based industrial economy of the tangible asset economy, on which Canada's economic policies were built. In the global competition for IP, today's source of perpetual wealth, Canada's aim to create but not protect its assets and the benefits they bring to our economy. While we've seen some positive development in our own IP regime, such as the creation of the Innovation Asset Collective, other updates are needed, like a dedicated patent box scheme and other imaginative areas in the IP retention world. Similarly, Canada needs to reevaluate its outdated foreign investment approach with an updated foreign portfolio investment scheme to reflect the realities of the intangible economy. Our current approach of using FDI as a branch plant strategy is not properly adapted to a modern innovation-based economy. Our country needs a more strategic FDI policy that protects critical technology development by Canadian firms and research that taxpayers fund. This will ensure the wealth and security benefits of foreign investment are realized for the benefit of the Canadian economy. Other perennial problems for Canadian businesses comes from navigating our impenetrable procurement system. Procurement is the most powerful economic development tool the government has to use. If used strategically, it can not only fulfill public sector needs with unique solutions, but also stimulate key sectors and help the country achieve sustainable economic growth. To date, Canada has approached digital infrastructure procurement in the same way as traditional infrastructure, by packaging digital transformation in terms of large omnibus projects presented as a single contract. Unfortunately, this approach fails to understand how modern software is built and results in Canada's most innovative firms selling their products and services in other jurisdictions where they face less barriers. Likewise, our lack of a national data strategy is yet another impediment to Canadian technology firms. Data underpins all aspects of our lives and impacts our economy, our national security, health, democracy, and privacy. The impact and effect of data are complex and interconnected. Canada needs to catch up with its peers to develop a comprehensive data strategy to ensure our own and control, that Canadians own and control their own data so that it can become an engine of prosperity for the country. If we hope to leave a stronger economy for the next generation, one that we have inherited and can pass on to the next generation, we need to chart a new course. If we hope to generate much needed wealth to pay for the social programs we all want and deserve, we need to create the economic conditions to do so. If we hope to increase productivity and see our most promising firms scale up globally, we need to start doing things differently. Canada needs to quickly catch up to its global competitors and adopt public policy that acknowledges the intangible economy.
If we can wrap up here, yeah.
Oh, perfect. To that end, I'd like to ask David to share his experiences as an entrepreneur to learn more about the realities of building and growing a technology business in Canada.